Hello everyone, it's Dr. Jane. Today we are going to be talking about developmental milestones, and we are going to start from age 4 months old. What is your child supposed to be doing at 4 months old? I'm so glad you asked that question. And first of all, let's just go back a little bit and talk about what developmental milestones are. Developmental milestones are things or stages that the child goes through as they are developing. Things such as taking the first step, the first time they start crawling, saying the first word. All these are developmental milestones. And children reach these developmental milestones at different times. So what we are going to talk about is what most babies at this age group do when they reach 4 months old. Socio-emotionally, what do most babies do? Most babies at 4 months old, they will begin to smile spontaneously, especially at people. They like to play with people and might cry when playing stops. They copy some movements and facial expression like frowning and smiling. So if you smile at this baby, that baby might smile back. If you frown, that baby might frown back. That is socio-emotional development for a 4 month. Language and communication. At 4 months old, babies begin to babble. Ba, 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 ba. They babble with expression and copy sounds as they hear them. So it's very important for you to talk to your baby, even though they may not be talking to you, they are actually not talking back to you. It's very important to talk to babies because they babble, they copy sounds that they hear from the adult. At this age as well, we see babies beginning to develop different cries. Some cry is for hunger. That baby is hungry. Another cry is for discomfort because that baby is wet. Another cry is for sickness. That baby is not feeling well. Maybe the tummy is hurting, the head is hurting, and that cry sounds different. And if you talk to most people who are, taking care of babies, moms, dads, or even nannies, they will tell you when a baby starts crying, they say, oh, you know what? He's hungry or he is wet. And that is something you want to look out for when your baby is 4 months of age. Cognitive development. We're talking about learning, thinking, and problem solving. A baby, believe it or not, a 4 months old baby lets you know if he or she is happy or sad. And it can be just looking at you and just frowning or starting to cry. They respond to affection when you squeeze them, when you hug them, when you say, when you touch their faces. They actually respond to affection. So it's very important for you to show affection to your babies at 4 months of age because they start to respond to that. They reach for toys with one hand. Like if you have something hanging above the high chair, you see the baby starting to actually reach for that toy. The hand-eye coordination develops, and you start seeing the baby is looking at a dangling object and they want to reach out for it. So that hand and eye coordination is developing at this time. And that's why you find it's very important for you to keep toys or things that the child can actually reach for close to, to the child. They follow moving things with eyes from side to side. If something is moving in front of them that way and this way, you see them following. That's why sometimes if the child is lying down and there's a fan moving, they just look and look. They just go with it and just follows it as it moves. And at this age also, babies watch faces very closely. That's how they get to recognize familiar people. They recognize their mom, they recognize their dad, and people who are actually in their environment who take care of them. So they recognize familiar people and things at a distance at 4 months of age. How about movement or physical development? At this age, at 4 months of age, the baby holds their head steady. So the head is no longer moving around, but it's steady and supported. And they also push down on legs when feet are on hard surface. That's why you find, like when you're holding the baby, they're trying actually to stand straight and you can see their legs really working hard. They also may be able to roll over from tummy to back. That's why as a parent or a caregiver, you need to be very careful at this stage or at this age, because if, for example, you leave the baby on the couch unattended, they could roll over and they could fall, and that would not be a very good thing. They also can hold a toy, shake it, and swing at dangling toys. It's really, really amazing. You see a lot of things developing at this early age. They also bring hands to mouth. That is a skill that continues to develop. And when lying on the stomach, they push up to elbow. So their tummy time is working perfect at this age. And that is what you need to know when your baby is at 4 months old. Some things for you to look out for. Now, you want to make sure that you act early by talking to your child's doctor or pediatrician if your 4 months old baby shows any of the following. 1, doesn't watch things as they move. Your child is seated, and even if you move things in front of him or her, or there are some things like moving, maybe people moving in front of the child and they are not turning, they're not moving with them, that is a cause for concern. And you want to make sure that you talk to the child's doctor so that you can act early, because that's a red flag for something. If your baby is not smiling at people at 4 months of age, that is also another red flag, and you need to talk to the baby's doctor as soon as possible. Also, if the baby is not holding the head steady, and when you try to hold him or her, the head keeps, turning is not steady, and you have to continue supporting it. That's another red flag that you need to watch out for. When the baby is not bringing things to mouth, something else you really need to talk to your doctor about. Doesn't push down with the legs when feet are placed on a hard surface. That's another thing. At this age, when the baby's feet are on a hard surface, they push their legs. So if your child is not doing that, it's very, very important for you to talk to your doctor. The child has trouble moving one or both eyes in all directions. That's another red flag. If you find that your baby is trying to maybe move and only one eye is trying to move, or just moving a little bit and cannot make a full turn, that's a cause for concern. That is something you need to talk to your doctor or to your child's doctor about. These are possible developmental delays for this age, so make sure you get educated about them, learn the signs, and act early. Okay, And now we just talked about the developmental milestones, some red flags to look out for. How about some things you can actually do to help your 4-month-old child learn and grow? The first thing you really want to make sure you're doing is talk to your baby. When you're feeding your child, talk to him or her, because at this age they are interested in that relationship. They're looking at your face. They're interested in faces, and they are trying to copy sounds. So this is a very important time to actually talk to your baby. And also make sure you put toys or, rattling things in front of the child, the toys that your child can actually reach out for. And just make sure his environment or your child's environment has things that they can actually reach out for. Also, you want to copy your baby's sounds. Copy your baby's sounds. You don't have to always do that, copy it the way he is saying it, but make sure you're copying their sounds. And adding some things. When you say, you say, mama, because again, they are copying sounds. So make sure you make your baby's environment very, very communication rich. So there are many more things that you can do. So at the end of this video, I am going to put a link for you to download this particular pamphlet that will give you developmental milestones at 4 months of age. And in that paper or in that pamphlet, you will see some of the things you can actually do so that you can help your 4-month-old child learn and grow. Thank you so much for listening, for tuning in. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. You can find more information on our website, www.edslearninginstitute.com. We also go into details on these things that we are talking about, developmental milestones, and how you can help your child. And also, if your child develops something, what you can do actually to really help your child learn skills and not get behind. So you'll find all that information on our website. Again, thank you so much. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, edslearninginstitute@gmail.com. edslearninginstitute@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and I'll see you back here very soon as we look at your child at 6 months of age. Thank you.